ISKCON Samstapaka Jai Divine Grace of the Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Vishnu Vishnupada Divine Grace of the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Vishnu Prabhupada Ki Ananda Kodi Vaishnava Ki Sadguru Swami Prabhu Ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Shri Prabhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakti Ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gosama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Brajagome Vrindavan Dham Sri Navadi Maya Dham Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Bolo Sri Sri Krishna Baldao Ki Jai Go Premanand. All glories to His name. All glories to His name. glories to Sri Guru Gauranga, glories to you, Sri Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, this canto, chapter 1, text number 2. Nunan Mukta Sanganam Tadrishanam Vidarsava Giheshu Avineshu Yam Untam Bhavitam Arati Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Sadrishanam Vidarsava Vihishvamini Veshoyam Umsam Bhavitam Arati Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Tadrishanam Vidarsava Vihishvamini Veshoyam Umsam Bhavitam Arati Nanunam Mukta Sanganam Tadrishanam Vidarsava Vihishvamini Veshoyam Umsam Bhavitam Arati Certainly, Mukta Sanganam, we're free from attachment. Tadrishanam, such. Dvija Vrisava, O greatest of the Brahmanas. Griheshu, to family life. Abhiniveshaha, excessive attachment. I am this, Umtam, of persons, Bhavitam, to be, Arhati, is possible. Translation, devotees are certainly liberated persons. Therefore, greatest of the Brahmanas, they cannot possibly be absorbed in family affairs. Translation, please repeat. Devotees are certainly liberated persons. Therefore, O greatest of the Brahmanas, they cannot possibly be absorbed in family affairs. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is said that by executing devotional service to the Lord, one can understand the transcendental position of the living being and the Supreme Personality of God. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be understood by any means except bhakti. The Lord confirmed this in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 14, verse 21. Bhaktyaham ekaya grahaya. Only by executing devotional service can one appreciate me. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 55, Lord Krishna says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Simply by discharging devotional service, one can understand me. Thus, for a bhakta to become attached to family affairs is impossible, since a bhakta and his associates are liberated. Everyone is searching after anand, or bliss, but in the material world there can never be any bliss. It is only possible in devotional service. Attachment for family affairs and devotional service are incompatible. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was somewhat surprised to hear that Maharaj Priyavrata was simultaneously attached to devotional service and to family life. Nanuram mukta sanganam adrishanam vidarshano grihesva viniveshoyam umsam bhavitam arati. Devotees are certainly liberated persons. Therefore, O greatest of the Brahmanas, they cannot possibly be absorbed in family life. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanandjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya-Manubhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Ganamayam Vidati Savadanyam Adadanastanandan Daividam Yache Guna Guna Sima Rupa Padam Visyam Vidamani. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Born in the darkest of years, my eyes closed shut. My spiritual masters opened my eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. Therefore, I offer my humble obeisances. So here we have a very interesting question, because Lord Brahma and others have encouraged Maharaj Priyavrata to enter into family life, although he wasn't at all desirous of doing such a thing. Because generally we think of a family life as an impediment to spiritual advancement. It's like we call the sannyas order of life, that is called renounced order of life. So sometimes we call grihastha ashram, that is the denounced order of life. But that is only for the Mayavadis, because if you want to become Pakka Mayavadi, you can only take sannyas. There's no other alternative. To achieve perfection, there's only sannyas. But the process of devotional service is so powerful that even if one remains in the middle of so many family attachments, still he does not lose his Krishna consciousness, because Krishna consciousness is so powerful. In fact, the Mayavadis do not actually achieve real perfection. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there are thousands of persons, only one may endeavor for perfection. And out of those who endeavor for perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha, Vasudev Sarvamita, who understands Krishna. He is most rare, because that is the highest perfection. And here we have a nice verse from 11th canto, where Krishna says, Bhakti ekaya graya. Graya means to obtain, to grasp, graya, grasp, to obtain. Ekaya, we know that's one of the first words we learn in Hindi. Ek would be. Ek we know means one. Only one way. Ek bhakti ekaya graya. Only one way to get Krishna. That is right. And Lord Himself is told in Srimad Bhagavad Gita many places, but especially here in Prabhupada cites one verse. What is that? Bhaktyamam abhijanati. I can only be understood by devotional service. Devotional service is so powerful. You can take one to the highest perfection, even beyond the Mayavadis. You can only achieve their so-called perfection by taking sannyas. Even many in family life, one can remain absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Because the secret word here, it says abhinivesh. Prabhupada translates excessive attachment. It is natural in family life to be attached. That is natural thing. Here it says abhinivesh. The devotee, he does not become abhinivesh, excessively attached. And if the whole family are devotees, there's no need to be detached from the family members. Because we always hear that association of devotees is the most important factor for advancement in spiritual life, advancement in devotional service. So this question is also addressed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's got very beautiful prayer, Bodhruma Bhajanam Pradesh. It's maybe 25, 28 verses long. Every year when Mayapur festival comes, I try to learn a few more verses. But the very first verse is Yarite Haripara Sarojasudam Rasapana Param Hridayam Satatam Pariritya Griham Kalibhavamayam Vajagodrumakana Kunjali Vajagodrumakana He says Yari, Yari means if. Yarite Haripala Saroja Sudam. Saroj means lotus. As we know, Sara means lake. So Saroja, we know Jamastami, who's born from the lake, that is the lotus. Yarite Haripala Saroja Sudam. That Sudam means nectar. One is Shudam, one is Sudam. So Sudam means nectar. If you want to relish the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord, Haripala Saroja Sudam, rasa, you want to not just the nectar, but the rasa that comes from that nectar. If you want to relish that, Hridayam Satatam. We know Satatam, verses, favorite verses Bhagavad Gita. Satata means always. If you want to relish that rus of the nectar of the lotus feet of Hari in your heart all the time, Satatam, Parivittya Griham Kalibhavamayam. As it seems like this is the antithesis of what we're speaking here. He says, give up that family life that is full of Kalibhav. Parinritya, Parinritya, give up. Parinritya Griham Kalibhavamayam. That is filled with Kalibhav. So this seems like a contradiction to what we're trying to establish here in this book. But actually, the trick is, here what Bhaktivinoda actually says is give up that family life that is full of Kalibhav. Not the family, he's not saying the family life is full of Kalibhav. He's saying, give up that. Which family life did you give up? That one that is full of Kalibhav. Parivittya griham Kalibhavamaya. When we say that means we're talking about a specific. We say Kalibhav. If we say that which is full of Kalibhav, then we're saying that family life is full of Kalibhav. We'll give a little lesson in grammar. We say which, give up that family life which is full of Kalibhav. The family life is full of Kalibhav. Then Bhaktivinoda says, that means which particular, many types of family life are there, which one should we give up? That one that is full of Kalibhav. Just like in Chaitanya Leela, there's one devotee named Chaitanya Das. He lived north Bengal, north of Katwa. But somehow by one great old sadhu was there always chanting the glories of Nimai. And he heard so much about this Nimai, he became very attached to him. I can't remember his name. He got the name Chaitanya Das later. But he had some other name. So finally, after hearing, he thought, let me go to Mayapur and see this, get darshan of this Nimai. So he started south. He came to the village of Katwa. Katwa, you all know. What is that famous for? Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. We've heard this village before because this is Katwa. This is where Keshav Bharati gave Mahaprabhu sannyas. So, Chaitanya Das, when he arrived in Katwa, he heard that there was a great devotee, Nimai. He's going to take sannyas from Keshav Bharati. And he's so shocked. This Nimai, with the long flowing hair, he heard all the descriptions, the long flowing hair, beautiful dress. He's going to take sannyas. He immediately ran to the Keshav Bharati's ashram. Everybody there was also crying. Tears were flowing from their eyes. Now to take sannyas, you have to shave up. So Barber was there. He raised his razor, but every time he saw the beautiful locks of Mahaprabhu, he put his razor down. He was also crying. Tears were coming from his eye. He raised his razor, then he'll put it down again and cry. Mahaprabhu took his hand and just like that, and forced him. He cut off all the locks. Everybody was crying. If you go to in Gopinath Bazaar, there's one beautiful temple, Amiyani Nimai, also known as Mahaprabhu. Astounding deity of Mahaprabhu, very tall and straight. It's Nimai, because he's got his hair, he's in household life, Nimai. But above the altar, there's a huge painting of this pastime. The barber is there. Everybody's crying, everybody's pulling their hair, everybody's in anxiety. Finally, somehow he shaved up Mahaprabhu. Then he threw his razor in the Ganga. He gave up barber life, and he became a sweetwala. So then Keshav Bharati supposedly initiated Mahaprabhu, and we heard that Mahaprabhu took sannyas from Keshav Bharati. What we don't know is that Keshav Bharati took sannyas from Mahaprabhu. Because Mahaprabhu whispered in his ear, I think the sannyas mantra is such. Keshav Bharati, yes, this is a good mantra. So he gave initiation to Keshav Bharati. And Keshav Bharati turned around and gave him that mantra. So then Keshav Bharati said, your name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So that Chaitanya Das, hearing this name, he became overwhelmed in ecstasy. He just began chanting, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Then he thought there's no need to go to Mayapur because Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas and left. Nimai has left Mayapur. I should go home. So the whole way home he was just chanting, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna. He got to his house. He came inside the house, he fell on the floor and was just rolling on the floor, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. His wife saw him in that state. She immediately grabbed onto his lotus feet and she also began to chant, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. His child came home from school. He saw both mother and father rolling on the ground. He grabbed all of their feet and he began to chant, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So, if your householder life is like that, then no need to give it up. But if it is simply full of kalima, then that should be good. So, parinitya griham kalibhavamayam, give up that household life, that is full of kalima. And what should you do? Bhaja godruma kanana kunjavi. Kanan means forest. Just like near our temple in Bhubaneswar, there's one Nandan Kanan. We know Kadamba Kanan, we sing every morning. Kanan means forest. Godrum Kanan, that forest of Godrum, in that forest of Godrum, Bhaja Godrum Kanana Kunja Bidum. Now we know that word for moon is Chandra, but there's many words for Chandra, moon in Sanskrit. So another one is Bidum. Just worship that golden moon of the kunjas of the forests of Godrum. Bhaja Godrum Kanana Kunja Bidum. Just worship that golden moon of the kunjas of the forests of Godrum. Very beautiful song. So many verses, they're all very, very relishable. So here he gives the point that we remain in our family life, so-called attached, but we continue worshipping that beautiful golden moon in the forest of Godrum. That of course, Sriman was given very, very powerful process, especially for this age of Kali, of chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because chanting of Mahamantra is so powerful that it immediately purifies the heart of the conditioned soul. It's like we sing every morning, Chaito Darpana Marjana. Marjana means to wash, to clean. It's like we know Gundicha Marjana, cleaning of Gundicha. This year we should be careful we don't ruin the cameras. That's true. They ruin the cameras. Chaito Darpana. Darpan means mirror. Darpan means mirror. So describe the heart is like a mirror. It can either reflect Maya or it can reflect Krishna. But to reflect Krishna, then it has to be clean. Like you see an old dusty mirror that we cannot see anything. We have to clean it. So this Mahamantra is there for scrubbing, cleaning this heart. What is the dirt? That for millions and millions of lifetimes we're completely convinced convinced that we are this body. The dirt on the heart is this material identification. We're convinced that I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm young, I'm old, I'm a teacher, I'm a student, I'm a worker, I'm a boss, I'm a Brahman, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a Sudra, I'm Grihastha, I'm Sannyasi, I'm Brahmachari. These are all types of dust on the mirror of the heart. As long as we're completely absorbed in these types of identifications, then we cannot see ourselves as Jiva Swarupa to Krishna Das. Mahaprabhu is told, what is the real identification of the living being? Jiva Swarupa Swarupa. Swarupa. But we know form, so Swarupa. Own form. Original form. Swarupa. Jivera Swarupoi Nitya Krishna Das. Our original position is Nitya Krishna Das. Now we become Godas. Go means senses. It also means cow. It is very good. If you see the cow, as soon as we walk outside, the cow will come with her nose and start sniffing. You have something to eat. And maybe she'll find the garland and just rip the garland right off your neck. You must have had experience of it. So cow is like that. She's just following her senses. So we have so many good qualities. We glorify cow, but she is very much attached to her sense gratification. As soon as you come, immediately just something to eat. It's like our senses. Everywhere we go, senses just some enjoyment is here. Something to eat, something to hear, some sex life to be had. What is here? So go eat cow also means senses. Senses are just like cow, just wondering. You think, cows have big eye, just looking for something to eat all the time. So our senses like that, big eye, just looking where to enjoy, where to enjoy. But, so, we've become, instead of Krishna Das, now we're Godas, servant of the senses. And senses, they're merciless masters. At least in your karmic life, you may have some boss and you do some work, somehow he's satisfied, he gives you some money. Sometimes he pat you on the back, sometimes he gives you a raise. But these senses, they're never satisfied. Just whipping you again and again. Give me more, give me more. They're never satisfied. Just beating you. Give me more. Give me merciless masters. These in our mature life, our boss sometimes will pat us on the back. These senses, they never pat you on the back. Oh, you did a good job. No, give me more. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. They're always demanding and demanding and demanding. And in the end, what do the senses give you? Ultimately, if you follow sense gratification, then, at least in our material life, our boss gives us some money. But the senses, what do they pay us? Birth, death, disease, and old age. Just like all of our godbrothers now, we never thought it would happen, but now it's happening. Like old age is coming. And it's no fun. All the things are beginning to creak. We can't even sit here on the Vyasasana properly. We have to sit like this. All the things are beginning to creak. Things are going wrong. Every day we're meeting some godbrothers leaving or just left. So this is our pay for serving our senses the whole life. Then what is old age means like a raisin, you shrivel up and die. We see all the wrinkles come, become old and shriveled up. So these are merciless masters. Just like every day they're inquiring where to invest their money. especially nowadays, at least in America, the bank is not giving anything. Right? It's completely useless interest. So everybody's seeing what to invest in, gold or silver or something. All day long they're meditating how to invest, how to make some money. So think about it, you invest all of your money in your senses, and what do? You shrivel up like a raisin and die. Very poor investment. You're spending the whole day thinking of bothering your mind about investment. Like yesterday we were discussing with one nice lady here from South Africa. She did her thesis on the widows of Vrindavan. And contrary to all the sensationalism the Western media puts, most of them are very happy. Of course, it was very difficult to give up their family life and come here to Vrindavan. Now they're happy they're here. I remember one time I gave some money to a widow and she said, now I'll just have to bother my brain. I only want to think about Krishna. If you give me money, then I'll have to think about what to spend it on. So our brain always bothering about money. But investing your money and energy, everything in the senses, is very bad investment. In the end, you just shrivel up like a raisin. You can't enjoy anything. That people slave their whole life just so that then they think in their old age they will retire and enjoy. I remember my mother, she had a little picture on her wall, beautiful pastoral scene with golden wheat fields and sheep and goats and cows and very bright sun, everything very happy. And at the bottom it said, screw the golden years. You save up, you work hard all your life just so in the old age and you can enjoy it. Now the body doesn't want to enjoy anymore. It's just giving problem and problem. Just like one time in Colombia, we went into a health food store and there was a sign. En su juventud gastó su salud buscando dinero. En su plenitud gastó su dinero buscando salud. Y ya sin dinero, ya sin salud, hallaba Romero en un ataúd. Juventud, you can understand. In his youth, he spent all his health looking for wealth. In his youth, he wasted all his health looking for wealth. Plenitude, just like Prabhu says, plenary expansion. So now he's got many years, before he only lived years, plenty of years. Plenitude. He spent all his wealth looking for health. In his youth, he spent his health looking for wealth. Now he has wealth. He's spending all that wealth looking for health. And now with that wealth, and now with that health, there goes Romero in a pine box. Or we would say, there he goes to the Smashan Ghat. To the cremation gut. So we should think carefully how to invest our energy. We're spending it on the senses, but there's no, what did he say here? He says, no enjoyment in this world. Let me see, there's one sentence here. Everyone is searching after ananda or bliss. But in the material world, there can never be any bliss. It is only possible in devotional service. So Srimad Mahaprabhu, out of his unlimited mercy, because especially in Kali Yuga, Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya, we're always lazy, misguided, unlucky, short-lived, everything bad is there. So especially lazy, everyone's lazy, nobody wants to take to spiritual life. And if we had to go to the Himalayas and sit in a ring of fire in the summertime and stand up to our neck in the water in the wintertime, we would never take to spiritual life. Hopeless. Mahaprabhu didn't give such a process to us. like when he was talking with Ramananda Roy and asking what is the goal of life and how to achieve it. He's kicked out so many things that finally Ramananda Roy said, Jnani prayasam udapasya namandeva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadi vardam stane sita srutikatam dhanuman manomi ye prayaso jitatijo bhajatai strilokyam. He says, stane sthita. He says, you stay in your place. You don't have to give up your family life and go to the Himalayas. Stane sthita. It's like we know the word stan. It's like in old days, there was only two stans. It was Hindustan and Pakistan. And suddenly, Soviet Union broke up and all of a sudden, so many stans appeared. Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan, so many stans, Baluchistan. Stan means place. Stan is stita. Stay in your place. Not that you give up your family life. Stay there in the family life. Stani tita shruti katam. But what? Go on hearing about Krishna. Bhavadiya Bhartam. This is Lord Brahma talking in 14th canto. He's talking to Krishna. So when he says Bhavadiya, he's saying your Bhartam. Talks about you. One should stay in his place and Satmukaritam, from the mouth of Sat, the devotees, hear about Krishna's glories. So stay in your place, remain in that. You don't have to give up anything. Just somehow become absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That's all. Mahaprabhu is given so simple way. What is that? Just you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Very simple process. It's like in the same song. Next verse, what is that? Dhanajovana jivana raja sukham nahi nityam anukshana nasuparam tajagramya katha sakalam vipalam bhajagol makana kunjani. Dhan, we know dhan, like Dhananjaya, dhan means wealth. Everybody, we just discussed, everybody chasing after wealth. Dhanajovana, now we know youth, everybody's searching for youth. It's like, I remember one time, all the ladies who were married to the people who worked in the German embassy, they came here to Vrindavan, so they went in Temple President's office, so they wanted to see around, so they called me, of course. So I stayed there, they were very merciful. Before they got in the car, they smoked their cigarettes, and then we sit in the car and we go to Jambastan, then they get out of the car, smoke their cigarette, then we go see the Jambastan, then come back, they smoke their cigarette, we get in the car, we go to Kusum Sarovar, like that. So I was becoming friendly with them, and then because I realized they're all the same age group as myself. So I said something about, you girls, you don't even have any gray hairs like me. Are Baba, we dye our hair. I lived here too long, I forgot all about those types of things. So everybody's worshipping you, they're afraid that the gray hair will come, so they put dye in their hair, they put so many creams on their face. You don't want those wrinkles to come. So we're chasing after Dhan, we're chasing after you, Dhanajovana Jivana, long life. We're taking so many medicines, doing this type of cleanse and that type of cleanse. Dhanajovana Jivana, Radha Sukham, we want to have happiness like a king. Dhanajovana Jivana Radha Sukham, Nahi Nityam, they're not Nitya, they're not eternal. Nahi Nityam Anukshana Nashaparam. Every moment they're slipping from your fingers. We're chasing all these things. Dhanajovana Jivana Radha Sukham, they're Anukshana. Anukshana means every second just slipping between your fingers. You cannot hold on to it. Tyaja, we know Tyaja, not Tyaja Brahmani, Sakalam Vipalam. Besides looking for money and youth and all this thing, that we spend our days doing politics. and talking politics all day long. The Chaja Gramya Katha Sakalam Bifalam. Just like we know fal means fruit, so bifal means no fruit. It is not fruitful at all, just wasting time talking politics. This is a big disease in India. Everybody just talking politics all day long, day and night, day and night. Chaja Gramya Katha Sakalam Bifalam. All these things are useless. What should you do? Brahmani jana sangha sukham jasake charame vayadam purushartaharam adinama sudha rasamatamati vajakodrumakanana unjaviru. Brahmani means young girl. Just like you know Radha Brahman, who loves Radha. Brahman means lovely. We say Brahmani, very lovely young girls. Brahmani jana sangha sukham. Oh, we get so much happiness in the association of young girls. Brahmani jana sangha sukham chasake. But my friend, I'm going to tell you something. Charame bhayadam bhaya. In the end, it is only fearful. You purushartam haram. You will forget the goal of life. You'll waste your whole life chasing after young girls. And then your body is wasted and you realize, I missed the goal of life. In the end, it is only fearful and all your goals of life will be ruined. So now what are you going to do? We're stuck. Prabhupada said, you, me, bird, bee, dog, cat, everybody. We're all stuck in this thing. What to do? Harinama sudara samatamati vajagodrumakanana kunjavidu. Harinama sudara samatamati. Just let your mind become completely absorbed in this Harinama nectar rasa. Harinama sudha, that is nectar rasa. Harinama sudha rasa matamati. Mata means his mind. Matir, you just absorb it. But what are we going to do? We're all stuck in this thing. Bird, bee, you, me, even Prabhupada said, you, me, bird, bee, everybody. How are we going to come free ourselves from this lust? Harinama sudha mata mata matir. Just become absorbed in that ras, the nectar of the ras of Harinam Sankirtan. And bhaja godrumakanana kunjavinam. Just worship that golden moon in the forest of. Otherwise, there's no solution. So you remain in your household life, you remain doing whatever you're doing, you stay wherever you are, you just become absorbed in this Harinama Sudha Samadhi. So anybody has any question? Yes.
Please, could you tell me the name of the song? It is
Godruma Bhajana Upadesh. Godruma Bhajana Upadesh.
Thank you very much.
You can ask Guru Guru. Find it easily on the internet. But it's also in this big red book, More Songs of the Vaishnavas. It's also in it. But it's filled so many verses. Kali Kukura Mudgara Bhavadaram Harinama Mahosara Dana Padam Bhatirada Vitarda Sumurti Daram Vajagodra Bhaganana Kali Kukura Mudgara Bhavadaram. Kukura, in Hindi we say kutta, but in Bengal they say kukur. Kali Kukura Mudgara. Mudgara means this heavy, what do you say? What is the word? Mace. Mahaprabhu, he's taken this bhav with this club in his hand. Mudgara, club, to kill that Kali Kukura. That dog of Kali. Kali Kukura Mudgara Bhavadaram. Harinama Mahosara. We know Osari. Osari means medicine. Mahaosari. He's giving Harinama Mahosari Bhavadaram. And he's also, one side, with one hand he's smashing that Kali cooker, other side with both arms, he's giving this medicine of Harinam. And his whole body is just melting with compassion for the fallen souls. Sumurti Dharam, he has taken on this beautiful form. One side, this horrible form for that Kali Kukara. Other side, he's got this beautiful form distributing Mahaosati of Harinam. This song of Bhakti-vinod is just filled with wonders. Any other question? Yes.
Thanks. Whilst we should stay in our place and hear Krishna's topics, there is still this, even in the story of Priyavrata himself, that you renounce all this at some point also. Just asking your input on that.
Yeah, it's due course of time, then, like we described, that when the body is old, it is no longer useful for enjoying or serving the family members, so that one should renounce and just, after he's gone to his family life, then he should renounce it. But not premature. There's a time and place for everything. Everything has a season. Especially we see now we're all getting old. Our senses not bothering us because we were devotees. We were spending our whole life trying to control our senses, as hard as it is. But now that we're old and the senses are becoming slack, it's such a relief. But for Karmi, he spent his whole life just working hard, enjoying hard. Now all of a sudden he can't enjoy. He's in the great anxiety. His senses want to enjoy, but he can't enjoy. It's horrible. But for devotee, it's wonderful. Oh, now the senses aren't bothering so much. Oh my goodness. And now it is a relief. So that time then you can take some rest. No other questions? I put everybody to sleep. No other questions, and we'll all bow down to the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of that great personality who's engaged us in worshipping that golden moon of the forest, kunjas of the forest. See the Prabhupada.